In this video, we're going to talk about 4 things that's going to guarantee your butt in divorce court.
Let's talk about it.
Let's get real.
Welcome back, family. I'm Charmaine.
I'm Jomo.
And today we'll be discussing 4 things that will guarantee you in divorce court.
4 behaviors that's going to get you caught up.
Yes.
4 behaviors that's going to lead to child support. 4
behaviors
that's going to have you making payments to somebody you don't live with no more.
Right.
4 payments.
So let's find out.
Okay, so as we dig in, we got our research from a man named Dr. John Gottman, incredible researcher.
Incredible.
And with it, he had found out that 90% of the time, if these 4 behaviors are present, you're going to get a divorce.
Right.
So 9 out of 10 times, if you do these behaviors consistently, the byproduct or the fruit will be a divorce. So these are things that we have to work on and limit in our relationships. Now, we understand no relationship is perfect, but as you identify these behaviors that you do in your relationship, you want to work on improving them to limit how often you do it. So,
it helps you identify issues in your relationship. Sometimes we don't even realize we're doing it, and sometimes our partners don't even talk about it because they want to avoid conflict, right? So when you're avoiding conflict, you're not really addressing the issues. And this video might be a gateway or a bridge to you actually addressing some issues in your relationship and identifying some things that can destroy your relationship. All right.
And we have been a part of all 4.
Yes, we have.
Okay, so the first one is called criticism.
Number 1 is criticism.
This is where you say, you always, you never, and so now you are attacking the person and not the behavior.
And you nitpick the person.
Lord have mercy.
And the thing is you knew they had whatever issues they had or whatever little things or quirks they had before you even
pet peeves.
Right, before you even married them or started a relationship with them, you were able to identify these things and you decided in your mind that you were going to ignore these things because you love them so much. Well, you need to love them enough to work through them now.
Correct. So we have to be mindful with this. It's funny. We were getting a massage and we were leaving the massage room and Charmaine started making up the bed. I said, girl, you don't come on, let's go. I said, but you know what it is? She always wants to leave a room tidy. And I didn't criticize
And she messed up my bed, y'all, on purpose.
Listen, after you leave the massage table, they got to change the sheet anyway. No, makes no sense making it up.
It just looks better.
It don't look no better. Let's go, woman. Let's go. But see what it is, that's a pet peeve, right? I know her. That's why I grabbed her. I said, let's go. I said, because
and then he messed my bed up.
Yes, I took the sheets off and threw them on the floor.
That was so wrong.
No, it's not wrong. They're going to do the same thing.
Wrong. But you knew that was something that I wanted to do for me.
So I just go ahead and wreck
destroyed it.
Absolutely. In love. We on vacation.
That wasn't no damn love.
We in love. We trying to rest.
Whatever.
All right. Number two.
Number 2.
Contempt. Ooh. Disrespectful.
Right.
Mean.
Right.
This is where you ridicule people.
Right. Now I have been, I have done this. I don't know what you. Yes, I still have to stop myself from sarcasm is and I'm going to give you guys an example. So Jomo always washes dishes, so this is not about him. But if you said, "Oh my God, I knew that wasn't you," if the dishes were washed, or. Oh, wow, the trash is finally taken out. Wow, who did that? You hear sarcasm sometimes in relationships because it's a way to address an issue.
It's a nice, nasty way. Nice, nasty, and
to communicate.
Correct.
It's a bad way.
The rolling eyes.
Right. Okay.
She is good at that.
I'm good at that.
You can roll your eyes and you can get. And the whole neck thing, you got all that stuff. You got that mastered. It makes a person feel less than.
Right.
So how do you fix this? Respect and appreciation. Okay. There's something positive about the person that you could say.
Instead of saying, wow, I can't believe you took the trash out, you can say, babe, I really appreciate you taking the trash out. And not be sarcastic about it or anything. Just be truly sincere about, what they did or what they said. What we've learned in relationship for sure is what gets acknowledged gets done. So if you want your partner, your husband, your wife to continue to do a habit or an action that you enjoy doing, compliment that.
What gets rewarded gets done. What gets rewarded gets done. All right, number 3, Charmaine.
Number three.
Defensiveness. You can't even say hello. What do you mean?
What you talking about?
Oh,
I know you didn't mean that.
You feel threatened at all times.
Right.
So a person can't even talk to you without them trying to figure out what's the angle.
The negative. You tend to go negative first versus assuming positive intent.
It creates an environment of contention, a climate of animosity.
Right.
And you never are at rest. You're always ready to respond with a quick retort versus just allowing a person to speak. You have to really, and this grows. This grows. So it starts with criticism. Then it grows to that next level, contempt. Right. And once you get to contempt, now you're really defensive.
Right. It has to do with trust too.
Yeah.
If you don't trust your spouse or your partner, then this is going to be an issue for you. Being always defensive or always trying to figure out, like Jomo said, the angle. Like, what is somebody trying to do?
You have to believe that your spouse is not your enemy.
Right.
And you have to believe they're not doing things intentional, because that to me is crazy.
Right.
Why am I going to intentionally hurt the person I'm trying to live with? Because then you're going to make my life hell. If I make your life hell, my life going to be hell.
And if the person loves you, then you should assume positive intent.
Well, that's another issue, because they may not believe the person loves them.
Right. That's a whole nother issue in your relationship.
So to answer, the solution to this is to accept responsibility. Own you.
Own you.
If you're nasty, okay, I was a little nasty, right? You know what I'm saying? I was rude. And the truth is, most of the time we know who we are. I don't know why we pretend like we don't know who we are. You know who you are.
Right. You've been with you for a long time.
For real.
All your life.
Hallelujah.
All right, number 4, stonewalling.
This is the silent treatment. This is the shutdown. This is where a person feels flooded. Right. I've been here before, because at times Charmaine comes with a lot of questions really quick, and I don't have time to process. She's already had her full.
And he will shut it down.
Well, I mean, I've learned that oftentimes, if I say what I feel in the moment, I'm going to tear stuff up. I can be very critical, sharp, and hurtful. And a lot of things that I've thought I have not said, just because I know it's going to destroy her.
I appreciate it.
No, I mean, because you
thinking through things.
No, well, I know it's going to destroy, because I know that most of us know our spouse's Achilles heel.
Right.
What they are, they're sensitive to.
Right.
Childhood issues, traumas. So triggers. So most of us who've been with a person know their weak spot.
Right.
And if you attack the weak spot, that's not really loving them. So I know usually my flesh, the devil in me, when I get to the devil level, I think of all the worst things to say. And I have to really talk to myself. Now, Jomo, do you really want the ramifications of what you're about to say? So I shut down. I say, you know what? This is a method, much like different systems in homes. When it overheats, you know what it does? It shuts down to cool down.
I think one of the solutions that I found works best in our marriage is when I want to talk about something serious, I actually prepare him for the conversation, and I ask him if it's a good time first. Is it a good time for us to talk? He'll let me know honestly, and then if he says yes, then I'll say, I'm not intending on hurting you, disrespecting you. I want to talk to you about this. And then I'll talk about the subject, like whatever the subject is. And then I'll get into specific things that I want to talk about as it pertains to that subject. So it gives a person time to process, this is a good time, this is what we're about to talk about, and then you let them know your intent for the conversation, so they can kind of like drop their walls a little bit and not, feel attacked in the conversation.
Correct.
So I've found that I get the best results when you prepare the person and you make sure the timing is right. Instead of just coming to him, like drilling him, because I'm real good with, I can drill off 5 or 6 questions at one time, and the person hasn't processed the first one. So it becomes overwhelming, and that's when you go into shutdown mode. Yeah. Right.
And that's not healthy either. So the key aspect is to reschedule time or take a time out, take a break to where you can allow the person to process the information and you come back. Right. Sometimes you have to take it to the Lord in prayer, which is not a bad thing. So you know what, let's pray about this and come back and reconvene at another time and let God help us with this problem, because the challenge is, as long as there's 2 people, there's going to be conflict. Right. Conflict is normal and natural. Yeah. I'm saying it again. Conflict is normal and natural. It's a part of being alive. Right. So it's amazing to me, and sometimes people say, well, we never have conflict. Well, then you're not alive. We're different, and I like our difference. And with liking differences, we have to understand how to navigate our differences in a peaceful and a harmonious way.
That's good.
That we could be successful, because we're not going to be the same. We're not going to think the same. And people don't change much. Right. So the goal in every relationship is to manage the manageables. So these 4 things, if you could limit them in your relationship, it will take you off the divorce train.
And I would love to challenge each and every one of you that listen to this video to write in the comment section one of the ones you have identified with and how you were able to solve this issue in your relationship. So number 1 was criticism. Number 2 was contempt. Number 3 was defensiveness. And number 4 was stonewalling. So I would love for you to just drop in the comment section, help some other couples out. How did you solve one of your 4 horsemen issues?
Correct. Well, always a great time to be with you. Remember this: love, laugh, and learn. God bless you.